Greetings everyone, here's Lodrick again, and this is the game War in the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy on the game version 27 with the new extended map. KilRoy have also the working American Mark 14, 15 and 13 torpedoes, no issues. So his submarines and torpedo bombers will be more effective. This is now the beginning of May, and last time I saw KilRoy's carriers near Fiji Islands, and I sent my own carriers to the position, roughly to a position west of Luganville to maybe create a new big clash and hopefully damage or sink enemy carriers without losing too much of my own equipment. So now it's daytime. And there is an Allied task force running into Comac. So Comac is the north of I cannot move now. But these are 3 enemy destroyers, and you can see that they are smoking. So I'm still not 100% sure if this is system damage or if they are out of fuel. They are smoking. I think they are out of fuel because they're going with high speed in. And if you are low on fuel, then this kind of smoking happened. So this indication, I think, always that someone is going full speed and then they are low on fuel and then they have the smoking. Whatever this really want to show, but because I have here a lot of battleships and we have a long range, so I don't really guess that too much happening. The benefit or the possibility threat would be here only torpedo attack normally, but this is daytime and this is a long range engagement, so this was not able, the enemy KilRoy or his destroyers was not able to sneak on my ships because it's not over nighttime, so that my battleships and heavy cruisers and even destroyers can simply keep the distance and operate at the best range without really fearing anything, because 5-inch shells will simply have no impact against cruisers, battleships. This case would be maybe a shell hit on one of my destroyers. And if you're super lucky, this shell will have a magazine explosion because destroyers have no armor protection. So if you have a shell hit and you have the lucky 5% or something like this, then you will have a magazine hit and then explosion. And this will normally always kill a destroyer at least immediately. Yeah, the biggest threat is maybe my own ships, so 2 of my cruisers making a collision. Often this creates some flotation damage and system damage. So fanning is already burning. Still no torpedo hit. So here was now a penetration hit on Fubuki, but no additional damage happened. If you don't see engine damage or fire on deck or something like this, then it's really like a penetration of the ship hull, but not a lot of damage results out of this. If you make a real hit, you always have critical damage or damage to engine. That was normally what you like to see. I can only guess, of course, but I believe that maybe KilRoy was hoping for night engagement. It maybe surprised my carriers or maybe troop transport ships or whatever. Maybe he had detection on one of my fleets and was believing that he can try this high risky operation, but he's simply too late. It's not more nighttime, it's not daytime, and this is not a convoy. This is a battle fleet of battle formation. So of course, this completely failed. Manhattan is going down. Fanning is burning. And still no torpedo hit. Of course, it's very hard to hit a destroyer. This may be the most complicated and difficult target. At least so long the enemy ship have engine and steam. So ship side, critical hit and magazine explosion. So this means more or less enemy just exploded and now is sinking. So one hit. It doesn't matter, I think, what kind of shell. If you have magazine explosion on the destroyer, if small or big, I never saw a ship survive this. Not for a destroyer. So critical hit again on Fanning with a 15 centimeter or 6 inch. I mean, normally 15 centimeter is a 5.9 inch. But, who cares? So no damage or only light damage on my ships. 2 enemy destroyers sunk immediately, and the last one is burning. On the open seas. Maybe there's an airstrike to finish off this destroyer. So I spot the enemy destroyer. Also some other Clemson class destroyers are maybe nearby. My torpedo bombers report the destroyer and also report to drop a bomb and hit it. But weather have impact, so my torpedo bombers cannot find the target. Yeah. So I have still some zeros out of Lugenville, going to sweep Nomaya. And we'll see how successful this is at the end. And out of Comac, second wing. Ground attacks with destroyed Chinese equipment. More destroyed equipment. And also for the British Rangoon army, less and less units are left on the table. And I think compared to the Americans, the British rate of replacement equipment and lost units is less, because the main British, I think, focus is still Africa and later Italy, so not so much really fighting in the Asia Pacific. Oops, a little bit fast, but okay. And here is now a carrier strike, and the distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not sure if this is true, but this is a ground attack on Vindicators, and I read it like this, that this is maybe a KilRoy's strike aircraft on Navy attack with secondary task ground attack support in Omaya. So if they don't find a Navy target, they're going for ground attack. But because Nomaya is jungle, it's definitely no impact. My Japanese troops are simply hiding under the trees, and if they're not 100 or 1000 B-17s coming, this is more or less a training mission and nothing more. So, I was also finally able to take Kunming. Kicking out here the Chinese. Not too much equipment, not many forces. But a victory. And Kennedy is also under Japanese control now. It was clear that this British forces cannot withstand. There's not really a lot of fighting equipment. Most is only supply and support and all of this stuff, but there's no army or on Ceylon for the British. And I also tried to take Nanchang after over 1 month of bombardments. I was hoping that the supply situation for the Chinese are dire. But I was not able to really win here the battle. The Chinese are low on supplies. You can see that they are dropping from 3000 to 1300. So they have low morale, readiness and supply. But maybe unluckily, because I don't have a problem with supplies, my attack value was cut down to nearly a third. So this engagement not really favor me. I lost nearly nothing destroyed, but over 1 division getting disabled. So this means I must go back to bombardment for 1 more month and maybe try again in June. And these are all over the map bombardments to pin down forces. Good. So we had a little navy battle, and this time it was successfully for Japan. Biggest issue was that two of my heavy cruisers making collision, and my attack in Nanchang failed. But it will not change any strategic position and situation. The Chinese are out of supplies. They cannot attack. They can only defend. So, if I don't kick them out this time, then maybe in 2 or 3 weeks again. So I have time for this. So no real change in the situation. Chongqing I cannot take. I have no forces for this. So I will focus to simply take here Nanning, and maybe also in the longer run trying to close the road from Burma to China, and then open here the highway, the road connection, and then normally supplies can flow from Manchukuo industry area to Burma, and I don't must run any supplies more. In theory, in practice, maybe it will change or not work so well. The British are defeated here finally on Ceylon. I really only have to clean up here. The base is mine. I have also enough supplies here, so nothing to worry or to fear. My Darwin army is trying to catch up with the Australian forces and in the long run maybe break through to Townsville, but the issue is still supplies. I normally need 20,000 supplies in Darwin for stockpiling to keep this base running non-stop and feed my army. But I also need a lot of more supplies in Comarc after my failed attack on Nomaya. I have a lot of forces coming back and they are broken, and to rebuild them I need a lot of supplies here. Also normally at least 20,000 supplies. I think this is always the standard rule. If you want to heal something, if you want to rebuild something, or if you want to really use a base fully with high efficiency, 20,000 supplies plus. So carriers, 2 carriers or more, plus 1 more carrier. So I guess 3 or 4 allied carriers are here in the waters of between Fiji and New Caledonian. My own carriers are at Luganville, so we are out of strike range, and I must monitor how KilRoy's fleets are running here. I will try to use my submarines to create the torpedo hit on one of these carriers and then maybe make the follow-up strike with my own strike group. And I, of course, must avoid allied submarines that, not that KilRoy is the first guy to create damage on my carriers. Here's a big group of ships, whatever they are. Still some fighters here. And I'm on Navy attack. But this is, maybe bad weather, whatever was the reason. Don't running today. Good, see you next time. Take care, bye bye.